enough.
Yeah.
I'm still not convinced about them. They're hard working. Don't get me
Mm.
wrong, especially Luton over the weekend. Again, very hard working team, but I think Everton just have the quality over them to probably get out of this. Also, question:
Mm.
Rashford and that penalty.
Yeah.
Why do you think Bruno didn't take it?
Because he wants to give his one of their main players confidence,
Okay.
and you know, as an Arsenal fan, that
Oh.
that gave Kai Havertz
Yeah.
that confidence penalty. You should understand that players sometimes, especially him, because I always say that the best players get the most praise and the most stick, and Rashford is definitely one of those players that, because he's not on form, a
Yeah.
lot of United fans have been finishing
On
him.
him.
Like, they've been saying, if you don't pass it, why are you not passing it? If you don't shoot, why are you not shooting? He literally can't do any right. Oh, you don't know how to dribble anymore. This is that. And even the way after he scored it was a good pen, but he didn't celebrate. And that happens when you just signed a big contract. Your team's not doing necessarily well, even though they kind of are, because they've won 6. I think it's 5 out of their last 6 games. So they are doing well, but it doesn't look well on paper. When you're actually watching the games,
True.
It doesn't look like they're doing that well. But he definitely needed the confidence, and I think with Garnacho now getting that goal and Bruno getting the assist for Martial, and Martial even being fit, Højlund still to come in.
True.
They've got Champions League football. Then I think they've got Newcastle next, and then they've got Chelsea at home. So they've got like 3 tough games on the bounce, but they've got Shaw back. They've got Dalot, who seems to be like all right, back on decent form. So it's going to be an interesting few weeks. It could not make or break, but now they're in a comfortable position. Kobe's now in the team. You know, it's going to be really interesting to see how they almost like decide, or how Ten Hag decides what team he should be playing and stuff like that.
It's not a bad problem to have, really, is it?
Yeah, no, it's not. But it can. United are one bad result away from just treacherous times again.
And do you think it's potentially treacherous times for Ten Hag?
Nah, because I don't think that there's anyone that can replace him.
True.
I think he's a good manager. His player profiling might not be the greatest, but also if you were to play his strongest 11, I think that his strongest 11 could probably come up against any team and get a good result. He just hasn't been able to do that. Like, United have had a lot of injuries.
True.
So.
And do you think when it comes to his strongest 11, Raphael Varane, what has happened there?
See, this is difficult because Varane hasn't been consistent. So there comes a time where you have to accept that my player isn't reliable anymore, and we might have to move on from him. And I think he didn't want to do that, because if you think about back to the summer where they were trying to sell Maguire, Lindelof there was conversations around that. It was like, I want to start the season with Varane and Martinez as my starting centre backs, but then Varane gets injured again, and it's not gets injured; it's injured again.
Yeah.
So it's like, at this point, what do you want to happen? I do question sometimes, like, how comfortable he makes players feel, because there's a lot of, like, there's Sancho, there's Varane now. Like, there's always a story around player relationship with the manager, but he's got his standards, and that is something that United fans especially loved in his first season. He was setting standards. He got rid of Ronaldo. He stripped Maguire of captaincy. Like, these are the things that they wanted. So you can't pick and choose. This is who he's shown himself to be what he is. If Varane isn't part of his plans because of his injury record, then if losing Varane means you get Todibo, for example, I think that's a win-win situation, because that's a centre-back that you wanted, that is one of Europe's best up-and-coming centre-backs, and you lose a player that isn't, consistent, if the rumours are true of him wanting to leave in January.
Oh, I tell you, United, a lot of these big signings slowly exiting the window potentially. It's
I hear you, but I feel like you just want to get into United, bro. You just want to have a problem with United.
Listen, that's probably it. I was going to try to defend myself, but can't stand you guys.